Hey there, it's your girl Amanda. Welcome back to the studio. And if you're new here, welcome to my studio. I gotta be honest, I came up with a script for this video, and then when it came time to actually record, I could not find the script anywhere. So instead of just wriggling on the floor and dying, I decided we're just gonna be authentic, we're just going to talk off the cuff, and watch me make this really cool tiger painting. So in case you don't know, I am an acrylic artist and I am self-taught, but recently I decided to jump in and go to an art program. So while I'm doing this art program, I'm learning lots of different techniques, especially ones from the old masters using oil paints. It's an experience, I have to say. Dealing with oil paint is a very different animal than with acrylics. I do miss my acrylics, and I will be getting back to it very, very soon with the next section of this art program. Thank God. I do have to, well, first of all, this thing was so freaking hard to open. It took me a while. I was pretty pissed off. A tiger painting. So the part of the program, we had to go ahead and paint from a certain source. You kind of start off with like these crazy brush strokes, you get all loosey-goosey with it, and then eventually you refine and create this beautiful painting. And I chose a tiger for my source, and I kind of had to think about, why a tiger? Why did I decide to go with this gorgeously dangerous feline? Because I'm more of a dog person, that's just kind of who I am, but I decided I kind of gravitated toward this cat. And after some thought, I realized something. Do you guys remember the movie The Jungle Book? Not the animated ones, and not the live action crapola. I'm talking about the 1994 live action Jungle Book. It had like John Cleese in it, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but that movie for me was really big in my childhood. I watched it all the time, and I kind of felt like a little bit of a grown-up because it was like a pretty violent movie. Like it had like a head count to it. A lot of people died in this movie, but in large part because of the tiger in the movie, Shere Khan. Shere Khan was this feared cat, and everyone just wanted to either kill him or get out of his way. But the only character that really didn't fear him was Mowgli in the movie. And there was this one scene where Mowgli is sitting down with his dad, and his dad is teaching him how to say the animals in the English language, and he's pointing to a pot. So he's pointing at the pot, he points to the drawing of a bear, and Mowgli says, "Oh, that's Baloo, that means bear." Okay, and then he points to a panther, that's Bagheera, that means panther. And then his dad points to a tiger on the vase, and without missing a beat, Mowgli says, "That's me." And his dad is like, "That's you? Come on, you're Shere Khan." And Mowgli says, and I mean, this part is such a cheesy part in the movie, but as a kid, I thought this was so cool. Mowgli says, "The holy man in my dream says that once I conquer my fear and look Shere Khan in the eye, I will become a full tiger." And that was just really cool. I thought that was just like, what a badass thing for, like a 5-year-old to say. And it just kind of made me think about, what does a tiger really mean, right? Like why do some people, especially myself in this case, find such an attraction to this topic of a tiger? And it made me think, well, maybe tigers are, tigers I think are basically a big symbol of fearlessness, of just being confident in what they want, but also being very sleuthy, very clever in the things that they want. They're also very beautiful creatures and very dangerous. What are some ways that we can be tigers in our lives? What are some ways that we can be fearless? What are some ways that we can operate with confidence instead of fear, instead of timidness? Like, to give an example of this, I've always had this fear that when I'm in the middle of a conversation, like when I am in front of people, talking with people like my friends, while I'm having a conversation and I have the floor, that I have to rush through so that people don't have to listen to me anymore. It's really strange. I don't know where this came from, but there is like an intrinsic fear of mine that whatever it is that I have to say is boring, that I don't deserve to take up space in the conversation. And, that could have just been something that I internalized as a kid, where I was seen as a burden and not as a contributor to a very interesting conversation. And in my adult life, I'm working to correct that. But there is still that little seed that gets planted every time I'm having a conversation of, am I too boring? Are people going to be interested in this? Oh no, they're not completely showing complete interest all the time. I better stop talking. I better rush through what I have to say. So maybe my way of embracing my own inner tiger is to say, my voice matters. What I have to say is interesting, and I deserve to have the floor and take my time. So, what are some ways that you can embrace your inner tiger in your own life? Comment below, let me know. I always love to hear from you, my darling, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful queen bee. And with that, I'll talk to you later. Bye.